Good wonderful morning. This is the last portion of the Westside Transport video. However, I'm putting it at the front of the video. I do not recommend the company. I wish I could have. When I joined Westside, I was hoping that it would be my forever company. And they also give you $2,000 per recruit that you recruit to the company. So I was certainly looking forward to taking advantage of that and being able to get on YouTube and tout what a wonderful company it was. However, after the first month, I knew that it was not the company that I was hoping that it would be. The biggest thing for me about Westside is I did not get the miles. I was an OTR driver and I was making less than 2,000 miles per week. When I talked to the recruiter, she said, we have more miles than we have drivers. You will never have a mileage shortage. And I was spending my time there begging for miles. Also, I was told that the trucks would be triple sanitized because of the coronavirus. The truck that I got was filthy. The refrigerator was lined with mold and there was dog hair everywhere, and there was not a clean mattress in the truck. The truck had some mechanical defects. As a matter of fact, the first mechanic that looked at it at the main terminal in Iowa, he apologized to me that I had that truck, and he said the truck never should have been released. This is a quick overview of the room provided to me by Westside Transport. I'm not going to show you my bed as I currently have the spread taken off, but you can see I have a window seat that's full of my stuff and your nice little drawers, your armoire, and you have a really large RCA flat screen. You have a nice bath. You also have a refrigerator and a microwave. Now they do provide breakfast for you and the lunch is fantastic, by the way. This social media policy, I feel, is the reason that you don't see very many independent reviews on West Side Transport. And I'm just going to read a portion. The company supports responsible online communication that complies with the following guidelines and best practices. Ultimately, employees are solely responsible for what they post online. Before creating online content, employees should consider some of the risks and rewards that are involved. Keep in mind that any conduct that adversely affects an employee's job performance, the performance of fellow employees, or otherwise adversely affect customers, suppliers, people who work on behalf of Westside Transport, or the company's legitimate business interests may result in disciplinary action up to termination. And that says to me that people who work for Westside Transport during the course of their employment, if something happens that's disagreeable, that pretty much says you need to keep your mouth closed about it. It's uber late. Okay, not that late. It just feels uber late. I am in Iowa and I want to go home. I want to go to sleep. I'm sleepy enough, but I don't seem to be able to get to sleep. So I decided to make this video. I'm going to make a video about Westside Transport and my honest driver opinion about the company. When I first became involved with Westside Transport. You see, I'm still stuck in that Western mode. Well, Western was good to me, but um, I was so excited about being here, and I think I found my forever company, and I definitely wanted them to be my forever company. I was going to show you guys my first check, my first full check after a month. It was a great check. Um, but I wanted to give it at least a full month before I gave it a review. But after that first check, I started doing a lot of local running. I was in um, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio most of the time. And I was like, hey guys, I'm running like a local driver. I'm running about 260 something miles a day to like 395. And I would do about 6 to 8 hours of driving time a day. But I was mostly spending up my entire 14-hour day. And I was like, hey guys, you know, I'm just out here and I'm not making any money. And so right now I'm sitting in my truck and like I said, I can't sleep. So just wanted to give you an overview of the company. What else about the company that I was going to tell you? So you work hard. When I figured out how much I was making, um, I make less than $12 an hour for the hours that I work. It's a lot for me, and I know it's not like this for every driver. Um, a lot of hitting a lot of yards, which was great for my backing. Um, the downside, of course, is you're not getting any miles. You're just switching out, going into these little bitty towns in the cornfield, and they do not want you to use your pre-pass. So no roads unless you're on a Chrysler run and they have pre-approved that. Otherwise, you are stuck in the middle of cornfield hell. It's okay if you got plenty of hours to run, but if you've been at a shipper and you've had to wait for a really long time before you got loaded or before you could get a trailer, getting out of there is tricky. And I've run over my time more than once. Not because I did not properly plan my trip, but because things happened at the shipper or consignee that I had no control over. And the little bitty towns, they don't have truck stops. So, but that's neither here nor there. So let's talk about the advantages of being here. The trucks, if you get a good truck, they're great. They have buttons that you can push that releases the kingpin for you. And even if the trailer is 100 years old, rusted at the bottom, the whole 9 yards, the landing gear is so easy to put down. So they make this very, very easy for you. Now, what else? Once you release the kingpin, then you have, and I can't think of the proper terminology right now, but it's when you lower the back of the tractor. That's all I can think of right now. But it makes it so easy to drop and hook trailers, even when they're really old. So I have to say, the trailer thing for me is huge. Not having to bend under and get the kingpin is also huge. The recruiter that I had, she was absolutely amazing. Coming up here to Iowa, when I went to, they have a new terminal now. When I went to the first terminal, I thought I never want to come up here again. The people are icy. And maybe because I'm from the South and I'm used to people being friendly, but the people are icy. I was at the new terminal. Well, I'm still sitting here at the new terminal. I was here last week, and you can see that this, oh my word, this this dry air is so horrible for my skin. But like I said, I just literally set up and started making a video. But I went into the new terminal and not a single person was wearing a mask. When I was getting rid of my old insurance paperwork in my permit book, I noticed that there was an old registration, and I called back in to see what it was I needed to do. And the lady was telling me that I needed to have on a mask. And I told her, I said, I was literally just in there a few minutes ago. Not one single person has on a mask. Not a worker. Well, when I say worker, I mean people who are doing construction on the building. Not a worker, not anybody in there, not one person has on a mask. But she wanted me to wear a mask. I've noticed, and this is just my take, not all drivers feel like this, I'm sure, that there seems to be an elitist attitude between the people in the office and the driver. Now, I can say that Sue is amazing. She is as down to earth as if she came from Nashville or Alabama, Mississippi, or somewhere in the South. So she is wonderful and amazing. Ben, the manager, he is mean as hell. I'm sorry, that sounds bad. But the guy is just mean. Okay, well, maybe he's just mean to me. But the guy is mean. One of the most important things that you need to know if you come to Westside Transport is that they have great refrigerators. They have wonderful refrigerators. Well, if you get a new refrigerator, if not, you might have to put a door stop or something under your refrigerator. I had to do that for quite a while because every time I hit a bump, my refrigerator would come open and all of my stuff would come out all over the floor, and then I would have to stop the truck, wash the stuff off, and put it back inside of the refrigerator. They seem to fire people a lot here, and I should have taken notice of that kind of thing. Well, I did. It kind of put a damper on my introduction into the company. There were 4 of us in the class. Class was easy. Oh, the driving test. Best driving test I have ever had. The guy was amazing. He made me laugh. He made me comfortable. He was wonderful. And the driving test was given by another driver. A very experienced driver, very wise driver, and he told me lots of things. One of the things that he stressed was the proper pre-trip of a trailer, making sure that you had your registration and that they'd already had the annual inspection on the trailer. So I've run into quite a few trailers now that drivers have not inspected. As a matter of fact, last week I ran into one. The inspection was so old, it was actually maybe a year and 7 or 8 months. The trailer inspection was so old that they would not allow me to move the trailer 12 miles to take it to a TA to be inspected. They actually sent somebody on property to inspect the trailer. So that guy was amazing. The backing test was amazing. There were 4 people in my orientation class, and this is a thing that should have raised red flags, and it kind of did. There were 4 of us, and within 5 days, one of us was already fired. This guy was fired. He had to go home to be with his children. And while he was at home, all of his stuff got stolen. And it was stolen right out of his truck. So he called them and he said, hey, I need to get my medical card, blah, blah, blah. He did all of that. And the guy went home. He goes back out to the truck. The truck is not there. So he's thinking that somebody stole the truck. No, the company came to pick the truck up. They took all of his stuff that was left in there and never said a word to him. And I was like, you know, the least the company could have done was say, hey, dog, we're here. Come get your stuff. If you're not here in 30 minutes, we're gone. Nope. They just took the truck and they charged him $1,800 towing fee. Now, you know, they did not tow that truck. I've run into other drivers that used to work here that, and it's on the internet too, they just let people go for just random dumb stuff. What else about the company? Now they pay short miles. They pay zip code, the zip code miles. Their holiday pay is not, yeah, their holiday whole schedule just sucks. It's okay. Um, the short mile thing, the problem with the loads for me is that you are taking those back country roads because you can't do tolls. So you are driving anywhere between 45 and 15 miles per hour, and it will change rapidly. So you'll be going 45, and then you'll drive about a block and a half, then it's 30, then it's 25, 20, then it goes back up to 40, then you can go 55 sometimes, but the roads are so curvy you may not want to go 55. And you just drive for miles and miles and miles, and all you can see are cornfield. And I guess cornfields, and I guess some of that soybean too, but it's just lots of cornfield. But at any rate, you can tell I'm bored. Don't have a whole lot to do. Let's see if there are any more pluses I can tell you about the company. They do have a bonus right now, or at least when I started, it's a $6,000 bonus. You get half of that bonus in 6 months or 90,000 miles, whichever one comes first. Um, what else about that bonus? And then you get the rest of it at the end of the year. They also have a $2,000 driver referral bonus, and that's what I was so looking forward to. And I wanted to wait for a month before I could tell you guys whether or not I highly recommended the company. And I so wanted to, because when I first started here, I was so in love with this company. But after a month, I knew that I could not recommend this company with integrity. They do not care about their drivers. They say that they are a family-oriented company, and you're more than just a number and blah, blah, blah. The same old spiel, different day. I knew when I had to get this truck repaired. That for me was the thing that let me know that I would not be with this company forever. Well, I knew when they started making me run like a local driver, and I was making less than $12 an hour. But for my truck repair, the first night they put me in a hotel. They told me the next morning that there was no way that they would do that again. So I spent literally 8 days at the repair shop. Okay, that's not true. I spent 6.5 days at the repair shop because they closed Saturday evening and they're closed Sunday, and I could not get back there until Monday morning. So I spent Saturday evening and Sunday at the pallet. The people at the repair shop, they told me, they said, hey, we're closing. You can either sit outside of the gate on the street, or there is a truck stop around the corner from you. So I chose to go to the truck stop. Did not know Monday morning, the first thing, my dispatcher was going to call me and say, hey, they saw you at the pallet. What were you doing at the pallet? I said, was there a problem with me being at the pallet? And he said, well, you know, your truck is supposed to be in pieces. Well, the inside of the truck was in pieces, and I piled the pieces in the passenger side chair. But it's like they closed their business. They kicked me off of the property. What was I supposed to do? Now, even Western Express, but you guys know how I feel about Western anyway, but I got my truck repaired at Western for 7 days. 7 days they put me in a hotel. Other drivers that came to get their truck repaired, their companies put them in hotels. I was absolutely the only person that was there as long as I was sleeping on their concrete slabs outside. Saturday, I sent a message to the company and said, hey, while the truck is in the bay, can somebody come and pick me up so I can do my laundry? This is a 2-mile run straight down the street. All day they just ignored me. But Sunday, while I was sitting at the pallet, they wanted to know if my truck was repaired and was I ready to go. So that's pretty much what I got most of the days. Now, the truck repair place was sending them reports every day about what was going on with the truck. So why they were calling me, I don't know. But they did, in fairness to them, they did try to put me in 2 very filthy trucks during the middle of a pandemic. So, yeah. Oh, and when I got this truck, that's another thing. I was told by the recruiter that these trucks are triple sanitized. I have not been in one clean truck since I have been here. The truck that I'm in now, it is spotless because it's my truck. But the compartment right under the armoire part of the truck, it was filled with dog hair. It literally had dog dust bunnies from where the hair had been rolled up. I used about 1.5 lint rollers getting that thing clean. My refrigerator was full of mold. It was filthy in this truck, but they did pay me to clean it. But that's the thing, we're in the middle of a pandemic. The least you can do is offer people clean trucks. And perhaps they've started cleaning them now, because I was just complaining about that today. It's like, guys, if you want me to switch trucks, well, this is why mine is being repaired. At least give me a clean truck to be in. So hopefully they got the message. We're in a pandemic. Get drivers clean trucks. Guys, that's it. You know I'm bored and you're probably like over this whole video, but just wanted to give you my opinion of Westside Transport. You guys stay blessed, stay safe, and sleep well. Good night. I would be remiss not to mention that there are incredible people who work for Westside Transport, and the drivers being some of my favorites. Please don't take my word for Westside Transport. As you know, I would not recommend the company. However, please go look at Google reviews as well as Indeed.com and some of the other reviews posted by real drivers before you commit to this company. As a matter of fact, one of the last drivers I spoke to prior to leaving, he was leaving Westside because he did not make enough money to properly support his family. But please do your own research. Have a great day. They did not pay me for my last week of work, and they charged me for equipment that I turned into the company. Not only did I turn in the equipment, but I told them where the equipment was, and they still did not pay me. So I ended up having to turn to the Iowa Department of Labor. You guys stay blessed. Remember, Jesus is coming back soon, and it's definitely time for us to have our houses in order. Stay safe out there.